My name is Adrian Cole. I'm 34 years old, and last Christmas, my own family told me I didn't belong in their house. Not because I did something terrible, not because I hurt anyone, but because, according to my older brother, I wasn't doing enough anymore. I remember that night too clearly. It was December 24th, cold, quiet, almost peaceful. For the first time in years, I wasn't rushing through stores or panic buying gifts at the last minute. No, this year I had everything ready early. Carefully chosen presents for my parents, something special for my brother Ryan, and of course, gifts for his wife Laura and their 2 kids. Actually, I didn't just buy gifts, I went all out, because that's what I had always done, for years. When I pulled up to my parents' house, I felt calm, almost happy. I grabbed the bags from my back seat, wrapped boxes, gift sets, toys. I even bought extras, just in case. That's the kind of person I was, prepared, giving, reliable. I walked up to the door and knocked. A few seconds later, my mother opened it, but instead of her usual warm smile, there was hesitation, awkwardness, and then she said something I never expected to hear in my life. "We don't want you here this year." At first, I thought I misheard her. I even let out a small laugh. Wait, what? But before she could say anything else, a voice came from inside, lazy, confident, almost amused. "Ryan, there's no place for failures here," he said. Everything went silent. I looked past my mother and saw him sitting on the couch scrolling his phone like this was normal, like this was casual, like he hadn't just erased me from the family. My father stood in the background, not saying a word, not defending me, not even looking at me. And in that moment, something inside me didn't explode, it didn't break, it just shut off. I nodded slowly. "All right," I said, "if that's how you feel." And I turned around, walked back to my car, and sat there. The gifts were still on the passenger seat, neatly wrapped, carefully chosen, completely useless now. No place for failures. The words replayed in my head again and again, and I kept asking myself, since when? Because here's the truth. Ryan didn't build his life. I did. When he got married and couldn't afford rent, I stepped in. When his first kid was born and daycare was too expensive, I covered it. When he lost his job twice, I paid his bills, quietly, without asking for anything back. At first, it felt like helping. Then it became normal. And somewhere along the way, it became expected. I walked back to the house, not for the gifts, for answers. This time, I didn't knock. I opened the door and stepped inside. What's going on? Why am I suddenly not welcome? Ryan didn't even look up. "You've been slipping. The kids barely got anything from you this year." I blinked. "Are you serious? I spent more on your kids than anyone else." Now he looked at me and smiled. "Last year you did more. This year, it's embarrassing." Embarrassing. That word hit harder than failure. I turned to my mother, waiting, hoping she'd say something, anything. Instead, she said, "But you just bought a new car." I stared at her. "It's financed, and even if it wasn't, how does that make me responsible for his family?" Ryan leaned back like he had already won. "You make the most money. We're family. That's how this works." That's how this works. I looked around the room at the people I had supported for years, at the silence, at the entitlement. And that's when it became clear. This wasn't love. This was dependency. I took a step back. "You're right," I said quietly. "I don't belong here." Then I looked straight at Ryan, and good luck this Christmas, because your personal ATM is officially closed. And I walked out, for real this time. That night, I didn't cry. I didn't call anyone. I didn't argue. I just made a decision. I was done. No more money, no more emergency rescues, no more overcompensating for someone else's failures. If Ryan wanted the life I had been funding, he could earn it. Days passed, then weeks. Silence. No calls, no messages. New Year's came and went, and for the first time in years, I spent it completely alone. And strangely, it felt peaceful. Until mid-January, when I got a message from Laura. "I'm sorry, that night was wrong. I didn't agree with it." I stared at the text for a long time. Because apologies are easy when you stay silent during the damage. I replied, "I appreciate it, but this doesn't fix anything." She didn't respond again. Then in February, Ryan showed up at my door, unannounced. He looked different, tired, agitated. "We need to talk," he pushed his way inside. I crossed my arms. "About what?" "You need to stop this and start helping again." I actually laughed, not because it was funny, because it was unbelievable. "Helping? You mean funding your life?" His jaw tightened. "Do you have any idea how hard it's been? The kids barely have anything." I stepped closer. "Then step up. You're their father." "You've always helped before." "And that was my mistake." Silence. Then he said it, the one thing that confirmed everything. "You're being selfish." I smiled, cold, calm, done. "No," I said, "for the first time, I'm being fair." And I pointed at the door. "Get out." He left, slamming the door behind him. I thought that was the end. It wasn't. 2 days later, I got a call from a lawyer. And what I learned next changed everything. Story continues with same pacing. Eventually, Laura left Ryan, took the kids, started over. And this time, when she asked for help, it felt different, not like obligation, not like pressure, but like choice. As for Ryan, last I heard, he's still blaming everyone else. But me, I got my life back. And the best part? The failure they kicked out was the only one holding everything together. Until he stopped. Sometimes, the only way to win against a toxic family is to stop playing your role in their story.